Netflix? No!
Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gabby.
And we watched My Little Pony Equestria Girls.
If you couldn't tell already.
I have seen it a couple of times. That's not that bad. That's really not.
Okay, so Ashley's gonna run through the plot of the movie for you guys.
All the little ponies from Equestria, well, that means Twilight, goes to the human world, and she becomes a human, and it's really weird, and then she goes to high school and has to become homecoming queen in order to get her crown back.
An actual human high school, to be noted.
Canterlot High, woo.
I didn't hate this movie as much as I thought I was going to. I was very against the My Little Pony thing.
She'd never seen anything My Little Pony
before. I'd never seen anything of it because it is a children's show for children, young people, like that big. That's how big I was at 12. But it was very good. The plot was really strong, and they followed it throughout the entire movie. All the characters were really goal-oriented. They all had these objectives that they were trying to meet, and they either met them or failed in them, but they were still there. And that was very, very well done.
I think it helps that it was a TV show with characters already, but it's really cool that it was able to be something that people that already watch the show know the characters, and also someone who's just new to it likes the characters. This isn't the first time I introduced a friend through this movie. So
they were all really well, I don't want to say well-rounded exactly, because they all had like their specific things, which if you watch My Little Pony, I guess that's a thing you were aware of.
Yeah, they have cutie marks that represent what they're meant to do in life.
Yeah.
They get them when they realize what they want to do with their life.
I was meaning like the loyalty and all that crap.
That's what...
Well,
I mean, okay, so that's just the power of friendship. Okay, that's different. My favorite is Pinkie Pie. I don't know if you noticed.
You couldn't tell.
I'm missing one. Where's my other Pinkie Pie? Oh,
There.
I got my third Pinkie Pie. All right, let's go. Today we have a guest reviewer for this movie because I have a friend who also enjoys My Little Pony, and I thought we would get his opinion from California. So, Seamus, tell me what you think of this movie.
Netflix, no! Is that how you do it on this show? I don't know. Hello, everyone. I'm Seamus Kelly, otherwise known as Ryder Jetfire on the internet. You can check out my YouTube channel. Just search Seamus Kelly, ShamusKeley. And today, My Little Pony, Equestria Girls. I watched this movie back when it came out, not in theaters. I watched it online because I'm a horrible human being. But seriously, this movie, like, for a while, I was into the My Little Ponies, The Friendship is Magic, because it was a good show. Then the Bronies kind of ruined it, which I'm sure you guys will talk about. But I mean, it's still a fun show now, and I'm sure I should keep watching it. I just sort of lost all interest in doing it. You know, like, maybe I would have thought to go maybe see this at a theater if I didn't think that, like, a Brony would look at me, like, super weird, which is, like, a really kind of scary, harrowing thought. But regardless, the movie itself, like, what... It's basically like an alternate universe fan fiction done as a movie. Also establishing that there are many universes out there, so, you know, the My Little Pony fans can do all their little alternate universes, and it sort of counts, I guess. What am I supposed to say about a movie that's clearly meant for, like, 5-year-olds? That, like, it's a cute movie. Like, it's sort of like a High School Musical-esque kind of thing, with not as many songs, but, I don't... Like... I don't remember all the details about the movie. Like, I'm sure when I watched it, I had some weird, like, note about the plot and, like, how it didn't make sense or something, but who really cares? The whole point is just to see your favorite ponies as humans. And some people ask, why would you do that? Why didn't you just make an original movie? And I'm sure that, like, if being My Little Pony hurts it for some people and helps it for others, but I have no doubt the actual reason why this movie is the way it is because... another competing toy line, I want to say it's competing, called Monster High, which is a bunch of dolls, you know, that look like humans, but they're like monster themed, came out, and Hasbro was like, no, we're going to get a piece of that pie. So that's why we have human ponies now, which is fine. And also that Monster High shit was not completely terrible. The main problem it suffers from, and this movie suffers from, is the fact that all of the pony human forms are drawn the same way to be super skinny girls, which there's nothing wrong with skinny girls. I would just like, you know, a variety. And I know that, like, again, like, they just gave them all, like, the same color as their pony forms, but maybe, like, give them, like, if they're gonna be humans, give them, like, races or whatever, but, like, they don't want to be, like, weird or anything, which, like, okay, whatever, you just kept them as the ponies as they were.
Let's talk about the music. It was perfect.
The music is very good in this, actually.
You can swing dance to the opening song.
You can swing dance to the opening song.
So, that's fun. Also, the whole flash mob in the cafeteria was perfect, and I've been listening to that song on repeat for days and weeks and months. So.
Eons.
Forever.
Eons.
Never gonna stop.
But no, the music was really good, and it was really nice that it fit exactly where it was placed in the movie. And I think some of it was created probably just for the movie, if not all of it was created just for the movie.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. But it was good, and it was really upbeat, and it was something like you could sing along to, and you could get involved with, and be like, yeah, I like this.
I just rewatched that one scene in the cafeteria where they're like, dun, 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 and I was like, this is a cute scene. Like, they solve everything by the power of friendship, and Spike is a dog. Like, what else do you want? Maybe, I should watch the sequel movie that they put out. I'm sure it's perfectly fine and adorable, but you know what I did after I watched this movie? I went and watched the original My Little Pony movie, like the first one that's like 20 minutes long. And like, I thought that was better because it was super like, things just kept happening. It had a breakneck pace and it had an awesome villain. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's something about a rainbow mountain or something. They use a giant rainbow to fight against it's amazing. And that show is coming out on DVD, so I'm sure it'll be amazing. But yeah, the Equestria Girls movie. I'm sure bronies were like, why are they doing it? I remember being that way. I can't believe it, because I guess I just had no love in my heart or my soul.
And what would you give this on the O scale?
It was a good movie. So out of Netflix no's, I don't know. So like 1 no is good, 5 O's is bad. So conversely, so I give it 2 O's. Because, like, this movie is not reinventing the wheel. It's not trying to be, like, some, like, awesome thing. It's trying to sell a bunch of toys and tell a mildly entertaining story and see all your favorite ponies as humans. And in that sense, it's, like, super cute and awesome. So sorry if you guys were expecting, like, oh, well, the continuity says that they shouldn't act like this as humans, and I don't understand what this part is going on. Look, maybe if I rewatched the movie, I would fucking know what was going on, but I don't. So, from what I remember it being a cute movie that was, like, completely disposable. Like, I'm not gonna go out and buy it, but it's perfect for Netflix. No. Wink.
Gabby, what would you give the movie?
I'm gonna give the movie 2 O's.
So Seamus and Gabby both give it 2 O's.
The movie does have a nice plot. It's fun to watch. All the characters are, like, actual good characters. Passes the Bechdel test. But yeah, it was fun. It was exciting to watch. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I'd suggest you watch it if you're into, like, animated kids movies, maybe. Even so, it's very different than, like, How to Train Your Dragon and things like that.
If you have a child.
Yeah, if you have a kid, if you have a, like, daughter or son that's, like, young.
Little brother.
It's good. This
sister.
is a good thing for children, because that's who it's made for. And if your argument for watching it as an adult and being creepy is like, well, it has a good message. Of course it does. It's a kid's show. So, on that note, Netflix, no!
Netflix, yay!